In 570 CE, Muhammad was born. In Muhammad's early life, his mother followed an ancient custom. She sent her son to a clan of nomads in the desert to learn about following age-old teachings, helping the needy, being kind, etc.
Upon the time of Muhammad's return, his mother died and he was sent to his grandfather. When his grandfather died, he was sent to his uncle Abu Talib. With Talib, he labored to sheep and goats.
The pair embarked on a trade journey which inspired Muhammad to create an industry. He created a reputation to be trustworthy to all men.
As Muhammad grew up and continued his trading work, he befriended a widow named Khadijah, and they eventually became married.
They had children and carried on the bloodline.
For about 15 years, Muhammad lived as a merchant who loved to pray and meditate around the Makkah mountains. The people in Makkah worshipped a lot of false idols, so Muhammad was concerned. Then around 610 CE, he was in a cave meditating, and an angel named Gabriel arrived, hearing God's teachings, and told Muhammad that he was the messenger of God. As Muhammad remembered, but he was also thought he was going mad. When he was teaching, he said that their God was the same as Moses, Abraham, and even Jesus is God. And also said to always be honest, compassionate, and be just. Over 22 years, Gabriel slowly revealed messages to Muhammad and would only share them to his family, friends, and anyone close. Over time, a small group of people developed in Makkah called the Muslims, who meant those who surrender to God. In this time, women did not have a lot of rights, and Muslims loved to be just. So, Muslims granted more rights to women. Because Muhammad could not read or write, the messages that Gabriel gave him were imprinted in his mind and heart. His followers wrote these words in the Quran, Islam's holy book, and gave credibility to Muhammad and attracted new believers.
613 CE, Muhammad taught other Meccans to worship one God, and that all believers are equal, and that the rich should share the wealth.
Most Meccans did not accept the beliefs.
Many people called Muhammad a liar and tried to stop the spread of Gabriel's message.
Although they tried to hamper the religion, the Muslims would not give up their faith.
As the Muslims grew more powerful clans began to refuse to do business with Muhammad and his Muslims. The clans suffered from starvation, but would still not break their refusal.
Although there were hard times, Muhammad told a story of a miraculous event when a winged horse took him to the place where Muslims directed their prayers.
To protect her anymore when Abu Talib died. The Muslims got attacked more than one time, and they wanted to find a new home. Soon after, a couple of Arab people came to Makkah and became Islamic. They met Muhammad and asked him to leave his home and move to Yathrib to make peace between the fighting tribes. When he said yes, they vowed to protect him. They left for Yathrib on a trip called the Hijra. Yathrib was later named Medina. The Hijra became the first day on the Muslim calendar.
For the next 6 years, Muhammad created a new community and more Arabs became Islamic. They promised to be loyal and helpful to each other. They believed very strongly in the ties between families and tribes. Muhammad and his people criticized the Jews and Christians, but Muhammad demanded that they respect them. Muhammad asked the Muslims, who believed in one God, be treated as equals, although the Meccans still felt scared. Then a war between the Muslims and Meccans broke out, and the Muslims won. After a while, the Meccans tried to attack again, but failed.
The victory against the Meccans, they had the ideas of charity, generosity, and forgiveness. Muhammad convinced the other tribes to convert after the Islam spread across Arabia. Then the Meccans made a truce with the Muslims to allow them to practice their religion. But later, in 630, they broke their truce. So Muhammad's army went to Mecca, and the city leaders surrendered. Immediately, Muhammad destroyed the idols and rededicated the shrine to one God. Muhammad then gave forgiveness to his enemies. Finally, on March 632, Muhammad ended his journey. He had delivered his last sermon. He told the Muslims to be nice to each other and to their community. Sadly, shortly after he returned, Muhammad had sadly passed away.
By the time Muhammad died, most of Central and Southern Arabia was under the control of the Muslims.
Islam is a religion that practices polytheistic services and beliefs.
The Muslims decided that they had to choose a new leader, and they chose Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr became the first caliph.
Abu Bakr was the first of the four major caliphs. These caliphs were also called the rightly guided caliphs.
Abu Bakr used his military to complete the unification of Arabia, but unfortunately he died in 634 CE.
Caliph Umar persisted in expanding the Muslim empire by way of conquest.
By 643 CE, the Muslim Empire had conquered lands like Iraq, Persia, the Eastern Mediterranean, and North Africa.
When Caliph Umar died in 644 CE, Caliph Uthman became the third caliph. He also joined the Umayyad clan.
He unified Muslims when he supervised the fabrication of an official edition of the Quran.
Uthman was killed by rebels in 656 CE. Muhammad's cousin, Ali ibn Ali Talib, agreed to become the fourth caliph.
Muhammad's daughter, Fatima's husband, desired to be the fourth caliph, but some extremely important Muslims were jealous and challenged him, which led into a civil war.
Then Ali sent battle swarms to counter their army. They fought for two huge battles and won, and ended the other through negotiation, and lost some supporters. And it was one of the former supporters that murdered him in 661 BCE.
After Ali's death, Muhammad claimed the caliphate, though the Sunnis agreed the Shiite did not.
The Shiite believed that only the descendants of Muhammad should be caliph. Muawiyah stopped the rebellion of the people on Ali's side, and he didn't give up the caliphate.
In 661, and Damascus, Syria, was now the Umayyads' capital. They moved there and controlled the Muslims for 100 years.
Over a period of time, the Muslim empires took lands and more elements of the Arab culture. The Muslims were the ones that first introduced the Arabic language.
With the exception of Arabic, they helped unite the empire. The Muslim empire continued to grow. The Umayyad Caliph's army went into Central Asia and Northwestern Asia.
In 771, the Muslim army started their conquest, which is now called Spain. King Charles forced the Muslims back to France.
The Muslims kept more land in Spain, where the Islamic people lasted for almost 800 years. Those Muslims who were in Spain built some historic cities of medieval Europe.
Cordoba became their capital city, as well as a center for learning. It was the Muslim, Jewish, and Christian people. After years of hard work, the Muslims made science, technology, and literature important to their culture.